For the next few weeks, we're going to look at developing plot. This week, we're going to start with the first lines of your story. Developing your plot starts right there. Okay. Some people call it the hook. Some people call it the explosion. Basically, the first lines, the reason why they're called that is because your first lines need to grab your reader's attention. It's very important. Now with novels, you have a larger work, and so people can invest a lot longer to like your book, to like your story. Short stories are short, so you have a much smaller, much shorter amount to work with to leave a compelling influence on your reader. So that means you need to have your opening line, you need to have your middle, you need to have your ending be interesting and compelling and powerful and poignant. So this week, I have posted some famous first lines of stories. I want you to read through those. Then I want you to brainstorm some possible first lines that you could apply to your short story that you have in mind. Now, many of you may already have your first line all set out. Maybe you've been working on a short story for a while. If that's the case, I want you to just come up with possible first lines for future stories. Maybe you haven't come up with anything. Maybe you haven't come up with any plot point for another story. But your assignment is to come up with 10 possible first lines. Now that could be to the story you're working on now or possible stories in the future. They're really fun because they can springboard into prompts that can then springboard into possible short stories. Because if you have one sentence and you just kind of keep writing after that, it's a practice that some writers do. They have a sentence and then they just go with it and see where it takes them. Oftentimes it's just they throw it away or they just throw it in a drawer somewhere and refer to it maybe later. But oftentimes it can generate some good ideas, even if you don't use that. So 10 first lines, 10 possible first lines, whether it's to the story you're writing now or possible stories in the future. And then next week we're going to use those 10 lines, and like I said, we're going to have an activity where we then write possible scenarios that could follow that first line. Read the story that I posted, and then on your Mibba account you'll want to write those 10 first lines to your stories. So let me know if you have any questions. Good luck, and make sure you send me and subscribe or add me as a friend on the Mibba account so that I can access your work. So have a good week. Bye.